Shai, Brakatha Yahweh, Brakatha Yahweh Shai, Brakatha Yahweh, Brakatha Yahweh Shai, Bahashem Chahakodash. I want to give double honors to our elder apostles and elder bishops of Great Millstone Ruel, excuse me, as well as peace and blessings, health and wellness to the house of David the elect. I was a high spirit wind lawyer. And today I want to go into a topic. All right, I want to go into a topic going into our culture had it right the whole time. Our people had it right the whole time. Our not our people, but the laws, the customs, the culture. You know, one thing that I'm infatuated with or I highly respect is the systems of the Most High, because that's what the law is. It's systems, man. And as I said before, the Most High gave us these laws, these statutes, these commandments, these traditions to prevent black culture. So a brother sent me a video clip of Charleston White talking about how a single mother cannot create a man. Either you're gonna be a homosexual or a gangster, but none of those are men. Those are both emasculated men. You know, because only a single mother will create that. No, she cannot create a man. She's gonna either create two extremes, a homosexual or, like I said, a gangster. And I remember growing up in the hood, and like my first high school I went to, you know, it was pretty much in the hood to the point where like they shut that high school down now. It was bad all over. But long story short, in the 19th grade, man, Jake was wild. Like, there was a lot of Jakes. It was wild. It was undisciplined. You know what I mean? And I don't know if all of them were the sons of single mothers, but just in general, that energy that they had, it was like, you know, undisciplined. Then after by the time you make it to a junior in high school, half of those guys who was in 19th grade with, they just disappeared. You know, they just disappeared, man. But long story short, the Most High gave us systems to where, you know, you develop men and you develop women to be women, man. But Eve doesn't know that the serpent is using her to overthrow her nation. All right. You see, we had systems to prevent whoredom. We had systems to prevent degeneracy. We had the systems to prevent decay within the nation, man. There's no way on earth that you could take black culture on a piece of land outside of America and expect them to thrive. They'll be dead in a few years, man. They'll be dead in like a decade, man. You cannot take a modernized woman in a Jake, street culture Jake, and put that and put all the dykes in the alphabet gang members and all this weird shit, all the drill niggas, all right, out here and expect them to thrive, man. It'll be some Lord of the Flies type stuff. I don't know if you've ever seen the movie Lord of the Flies, but it's a pretty good movie. All right. But long story short, man, first of all, this is some bullshit, you know. But the Most High gave us these customs, all right, to thrive in a sovereign land. I think it was Deuteronomy, the 6th chapter, and it roughly paraphrased that these laws, statutes, and commandments are for you when you go to a land to possess it. So any land that you go to take over, any land that you go to possess, you implement these laws, statutes, and commandments. And that's a powerful statement in regards to where we are now. In another man's land following his laws. And without his laws, Jake could die. Without Esau, Jake could die, man. Without America, Jake could die. All right, but Jake, speaking of emasculation, Jake has been emasculated. We've all been emasculated as men. For one, we don't know how to sustain ourselves outside of America, man. You and a woman is both driving to the same job. I mean, we both getting out the house, getting in our cars and going to work in the morning, or coming from work in the morning. Shalom, shalom. different Israelite camps make an effort to demonize us and call us PDF files and talk about grape. No, the Most High had systems and traditions to where you marry your daughter off at an early age to make a thriving family, man. All right, it had nothing to do about the act of sex itself. These are systems put in place to keep order, man. It's order. The Most High even gave us dietary laws, man. And now the way that we ate is now the world's #1 diet, the Mediterranean diet, man. But now look at our women, fat as hell, fat, moody, irate, loud. See, look at the niggas, man. Defeated, effeminate. They lack grit, And Northern Kingdom is not exempt. They suffer the curses too. They eat all types of abominable flesh. And they have more tradition than we do. They're a little more structured than us, but they're still gone, man. Okay? But going back to Charleston White, man, that was a powerful statement, man. I mean, every man has their gift, and his gift is condemning black culture. Just like Kevin Samuels had a gift, it was condemning feminism. All right? But the Most High gave us these customs and these laws, all right, so we can sustain ourselves in a sovereign land. All right? It's all about sovereignty, okay? But even if we were to leave America and make an effort to do our own thing, it wouldn't work, because even if we had the laws, we're still under Esau's rulership. All right. But Esau he engineered our culture to where death is going to reproduce with death. A little liberal so-called black woman is going to reproduce with the worst of Israelite men, and that's going to engender death. Death is going to reproduce with death. He made sure that Eve was attracted to Pookies and Ray Rays, man. And Eve degenerated herself to a harlot. Now, how could that produce a thriving middle class? All right. How can that produce healthy people, man? Healthy relationships, happy relationships. It cannot. Okay. But that's pretty much the point, man. All right, is that, man, we have a beautiful culture. Our heritage is so beautiful, man. All right, because I've seen it play out in different cultures. All right, like the Amish, they're playing out our culture. By the time a man is 8th, 9th grade, after the 8th grade, he goes into apprenticeship. And he becomes a blacksmith or a furniture maker or a carpenter or a farmer. And the women, they're groomed into knowing their roles. And then you marry those two things together. You marry the role of a man and the role of a woman together. When you bring two people together, you're really marrying their gender roles, man. And it works. But this westernized shit does not work. You are offspring of your father, not only biologically, but in the sense of your role too. Whatever your father was, you're probably going to be that as well. All Jake said, these unrealistic dreams of being a rapper or a professional athlete, is all unrealistic, man. But if Jake was raised, working on houses with his dad, if Jake was raised following his dad around or his uncle as a plumber, Jake he'll be groomed into a role where he doesn't have to worry about a fucking job by the time he gets in his 20s. All right? But, that's pretty much the point, man. That we have a beautiful heritage, man. Our heritage is rich. Even when it says in Revelation 2:9 that thou art rich, hey, man, we have a rich heritage. And not only do we have the laws, man? We have the wisdom of our forefathers like Sirach, the wisdom of Sirach, man. All right, the book of Proverbs, things that will enrich you as a person if you absorb this information and implement it, man. All right. So that too is also a part of our history. And another thing is that we have all these legends in the scriptures that we read about that we are now connected to. All right, and that boosts up your morale about yourself when you know that you're of the line of King David. All right, you're of the line of Joshua. You're of the line of Daniel. All right, you're of the lineage. And when you see them, you see yourself. That boosts up your morale, man. You see? But we have a beautiful heritage. And every time them niggas call us a PDF file, they accuse us of rape. All right? Every time they do that bullshit, they really demonize their own heritage. All right? And just a disclaimer, there is no law saying, hey, go and rape a woman. But it's systems put in place that if you defile this man's daughter, you break, you buy. You know? Niggas lack visual. They lack vision, man. But you know why? They're raised under that feminine. There are a lot of things that we got to overcome in this truth, man. And one thing is the vibration of our mothers. The vibration of a woman. You know? Men are visionaries, but not emotional. Men make moves off whatever is the greatest outcome. That's what a man is going to do. So these laws were to produce the most beneficial outcome, and it's to keep families intact, and that's at a minimum level. All right, it's all about the outcome. See, people get emotional when we speak about arranged marriages, and you know, when a woman is the flower of her age, you get emotional. But look at what that engendered, because Esau's own science will tell you, after a woman has so many partners sexually, she can't pair bond. She cannot pair bond, man. Real shit. That's real shit. After a woman has so many partners, she cannot. You get offended. You know, not to just have intercourse, it's to build, man. But meanwhile, they're sexually active in high school, man. A lot of them, some in middle school. So we had systems to prevent this shit. So by the time they're in college or through a college, they're also through themselves. Not to just harp on a woman all the time, but it's just the point, man. Most niggas are useless. Correct me if I'm wrong, Akim. Most Israelite niggas, especially the Southern Kingdom, them niggas are useless, man. Them niggas can't do shit. They can't work a 40-hour job. We got a lot of Jake that do. We got a lot of them that don't, man. Where do you think the concept of a Pookie and Ray Ray come from, man? It's unproductive niggas. But if we say, look, the water, brother, I thought I was tripping for a minute. Most niggas are useless. Don't you understand? That's a waste of life to be a man that doesn't work, that's useless. How can you sit around and not be productive? Every dog has their day, you know. You might have got fired from a job, or you might have, you know, you had to get back on your feet. You might have got laxed in that space of not working, you know. But you had to get back on your feet and work, man. Because truth be told, you don't want to work for Esau, man. You know, most Israelite men probably don't want to work for Esau, but they do. Because you got to do what you got to do. And a man knows that shit. Yeah, Esau will put a drill rapper over men like us who get up and go to work every day, man. Why? Because he wants death to reproduce with death. He put a sexy red over a sister that get up and just work at CVS every day. Over an Israelite woman that might be a nurse or a teacher. But why doesn't he do that with his culture? He wants death to reproduce with death. You know? When these drill niggas die, man, I be rejoicing, man. When these little rappers who are idols, these rappers are idols, man. When them niggas get killed, I be happy, man. I be happy. Be more happier than when they go to prison. But when them niggas die, I be happy. Because it's like deaf culture got attacked. Good job, man. That Fulio nigga. Yeah, that nigga. All right? Look like one of them cartoon characters I used to watch when I was young, or one of them PBS shows or some shit, man. But when that nigga died, I was happy, man. Because it's like, yes, black coat. Because them niggas had a sense of hubris about themselves. And people thought like some of these niggas just don't die. So when them niggas die, it's just a beautiful thing. All right, death, sometimes people dying is good. The most murderous nigga will go to prison and niggas be like, free him, free him. No, condemn him, fuck him. Good. We need to be listening to more spiritual music anyway, man. That's the money. That's the money. Drill rap is demonic. You know? So I love it when these niggas get unalive, man. I love it. I love it. You know? I love when these big face niggas get unalive, man. And I would think Abba loves it too. Well, it's the Most High that offed him. I love that shit, man. Because in order for Israel to come into power, black culture has to be put to death, man. The 1/3, because the 2/3 gonna get put to death anyway. But the 1/3 has to heal from this shit, man. The women, the sisters in Israel, you gotta heal from feminism, man. You know? You gotta heal from that. You gotta heal from the mindset of being a so-called black woman in America. All right, just how we have to heal from the street mindset or the American mindset. You know? Yeah, because they said call good evil. Now, if you get up and go to work, you got your pants up, you behind, you know, maybe you don't have tattoos or what, you know how they go. Man, it's like you a square, it's like you, they call that lame. It's a saying in Jackson, and they've been saying it for a while, especially back in the day. They say the lames getting all the women and all the thugs locked up. The squares getting all the women like, you a square. Because they gauge everything off of a street nigga. So the most esteemed Jake is a thug, man. But yet in the same breath, everybody want to get a CDL and move the fuck out of Jackson. Everybody want to get a better and move it. As soon as a nigga could do better, he moves the fuck out of Jackson. But you love the mindset that ruined Jackson, Mississippi. You love that shit. You love that ratchet ass shit, man. You know? So you're gonna realize the older you get, the more you'll see, or at least I speak for myself, yeah, systemic oppression is in place, but really it's a psychological attack on Jake that really holds Jake back. Now the psychological attack was by his enemy Esau Edom. But you sitting there trying to be a thug, a real nigga, whatever, or you think being promiscuous is the shit, all right, or just being a modern, that's what's holding you back. So that by the time you get 40, 50, you realize you wasted a lot of years on your life because of your mindset. You know, the movies you watch, it influences your way of thinking, man. But now we have a standard. Now we can say, well, according to this standard, I can't do shit like that. According to the standard, I can't. The scripture says thou shalt not kill. It's plain as day. The scripture says a woman should be in modest apparel. Those are two things that if it was implemented, the nation would be better. Thou shalt not covet thy neighbor's wife. You see? Stone the lazy nigga. If the laws are put in place, we'll be good. You know, burn the hoe, stone the lazy nigga. You know, stone the hoe, stone the lazy nigga. We had the laws put in place. Then we had public humiliation. We had laws where there was public humiliation. These laws are set up so you won't turn around and do the same thing. A grown man with a beard, you 6'2" with a beard, getting a shit beat out of you. 40 lashes minus 1. That's 39 lashes. 39 lashes, public humiliation. The laws had systems of public examples, man. But that was to make sure that nobody else did the same thing, man. 39 lashes, man, in public, in front of your kids. It was different back then, but these laws were put in place. All right, so you won't turn around and do the same thing when you watch it happen to somebody else. This writer's account, train up a child in the way he should go, and when he is old, he will not depart from it. You know? See, men are supposed to be developed. So and this is a war. Black culture was a war against the so-called black man and the so-called black woman. That's not that Black Wall Street was the height of our existence as a race, but it was damn far better than what we have now. But in part, it's because there's a belief within the nigga woman's mindset that she doesn't need a man, yet she fucks and makes babies by men. All right, she hates the so-called black man, but she makes babies by these men. But if the only thing that y'all had going was sex, and y'all had no system to develop the little ones, oh man, these niggas gonna be raised by a tablet and their peers. Your tablet and the peers. This is gonna develop you. So from the time you 4 or 5 years old to the time you 17, 18, you was malnourished in the sense of development. You see? And that's what rules our nation, man. You know? I work at a job where at one point I was training a bunch of temp workers. I mean, I came in through a temp agency myself, and this job was like a hard job to just catch on to, especially at the time that I got hired on. But I had so many jakes for the temp agency come in that I had to train, and them niggas didn't last a week. You know? Now, mind you, this ain't the best job, but Jake just don't have, Jake don't have it, man. Jake can't stick to nothing, man. You know? You gotta get 10, 20 Jakes through a temp agency just to get one that's gonna stick to it, man. And I done seen Jakes for the tribe of Issachar, or at least from the Northern Kingdom. I don't know what tribe they're from. Man, there's some circles around Jake, man. Jake don't have it, man. But Jake is a bunch of fucking mama's boys. David Ruffin was right. If y'all ever seen the movie Temptation, David Ruffin was like, y'all a bunch of fucking mama's boys. David Ruffin was right, man. And going back to what Charleston White said, the brother sent me that snippet. He was like, basically, like, gangsters are emasculated, man. And a lot of Jakes that I've been around and I worked around, these guys was thugs. That was from the streets. But when it came to the real work, they didn't have it, man. You know, it takes a certain man to just work and endure the bullshit just to get the job done, man. You know, to quit something just because you don't feel like doing it, man. That's a soft trait, man. Now some jobs are not worth working. I have to say that too. But Jake don't have it. But I know from firsthand experience that nigga Charleston White was right. Like, the gangster, that's not a man, you know. But we all thought there was a man at one point. But when you put them in real situations, they don't make it, man. You know. But that's pretty much the point, man. Our nation is malnourished. They're not properly developed. The women are not women, and the men are not men. And that's why it's easy for the dominant power structure to just run through you, man. You know? But that's pretty much the point, Hakeem. Till the next time, shalom.